share my thoughts on all six of the body mists from the Victoria's Secret Brulee collection. The theme for these flankers is an indulgent, gourmand take on the core Victoria's Secret scents. Victoria's Secret Amber Romance Brulee is a sharp, slightly nutty blend of amber and powdery tonka. It starts out with a blast of alcohol and a very woody amber. This amber is sharp, it's a bit sour, not very sweet. There's also a citrus that goes away almost immediately, but when it settles, the creamy, slightly lactonic tonka surfaces. This tonka is not super heavy, but the slight sweetness it adds gives this fragrance a warm, comforting coziness. With the tonka comes lactonic milky vibe with a side of powdery nutty quality. Think of grounded nuts, such as almond flour without the sugar. As it dries down, Amber Romance Brulee maintains that milky sweetness. I rate this a 7 out of 10. The original Amber Romance is very different from Amber Romance Brulee. It's much sharper and doesn't have that smooth, comforting quality at all. Being Frenchy Cashmere Vanilla leans more woody vanilla and is not milky, but they both have similar vibes. Victoria's Secret Toasted Amber is more floral and not milky, completely different. Bath and Body Works Chocolate Amber is not as gourmand as Amber Romance Brulee, despite the vanilla orchid and slightly honey chocolate. Bath and Body Works milk is also very milky, but this milk is not nearly as sweet because it leans heavily on the oats. Before I move on to my Bare Vanilla Brulee review, I want to say thank you to all of you. You've all been very patient and have sent me so many kind messages and DMs. It means a lot that you trust my opinion. Not right away, not now, but sometime in the fall, I will be doing a huge giveaway. So remember to follow and subscribe. Also, my review for the Victoria's Secret Bare Suede Vanilla Perfume is coming up, but I'm going to be comparing it with the other Bare Vanilla or the other Bare perfumes from Victoria's Secret. So stay tuned. Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Brulee is a toasted marshmallow with a soft vanilla. At the first spray, I get a very soft vanilla cream. This cream is not very milky. Think of it more as a topping or the essence of cream without the heaviness. This vanilla isn't particularly interesting until it dries into the marshmallow. And then when it dries into the marshmallow isn't interesting either because it's missing so much fluffiness and sweetness. With toasted scents, there tends to be a slightly bitter complexity, but I can barely smell that with bare vanilla brulee. Bare vanilla brulee in general is a barely there scent. Honestly, it was a disappointment to me. It's very light and disappears almost immediately. I would skip this. There are so many other vanillas out right now. Skip it. I give this a 4 out of 10. The original Bare Vanilla is a very basic vanilla and cashmere. It lacks the creaminess that Bare Vanilla Brulee has. It's also not as sweet. But these are very similar to each other, so if you have one, you don't need the other. The vanilla in Bare Vanilla Luxe has more of that vanilla extract quality. The marshmallow is more fluffy rather than toasted. There is a slight creamy vanilla in Bare Vanilla Brulee that makes it more gourmand than Bare Vanilla Luxe. If you can find Bare Vanilla Luxe, I would get that instead. But don't expect a super strong gourmand vibe from either of them. Victoria's Secret Pink Vanilla Sundae is lighter, creamier, and fluffier. Fleur Heavy Cream is marshmallow and cream, but has a strong citrus component. Notice how similar the package is for Bare Vanilla Cashmere and Bare Vanilla Brulee. I just love it. I'm not complaining at all. But Victoria's Secret Bare Vanilla Cashmere is more floral and has a strong patchouli. So these are similar packaging but quite different in fragrance. Victoria's Secret Coconut Passion Brulee is a sweet and creamy blend of coconut, caramel, and sugar. At the first spray, I get a beautiful sweet coconut. This coconut has no floral elements, so there's no sunscreen or neroli vibe. It's a coconut cream that's sweet and edible. The brown sugar comes forward as it dries down. This brown sugar reminds me of the brown sugar in Victoria's Secret Pink Brown Sugar. It's very gourmand and slightly spicy with a little cinnamon. Coconut passion brulee smelled so familiar to me, and it was driving me crazy trying to figure it out. After grocery shopping, I realized that there is a sticky caramel note that reminds me of the Samoa Girl Scout cookies. I don't get chocolate or cookies, but the caramel coconut blend is so strong that it still smells similar to me. Speaking of strong, this is a very strong fragrance. I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. The original Coconut Passion is more sunscreeny with some floral and fruity elements. Fleur caramel skin is sweeter and very, very milky. Also not as coconut. Victoria's Secret Island Rush is not as gourmand and has a strong gardenia note. Saltaire Pink Beach is also not as gourmand. It leans more bitter and nutty. It's still very coconut, it just leans a little bit less gourmand. Sol de Janeiro Cheriosa 71 is sharper, nuttier, and not as smooth. Victoria's Secret Love Spell Brulee is a sandalwood with peaches and honey. At the first spray, I get a heavy blast of sandalwood with a little honey. Honey tends to have this warm, syrupy quality, but I think the sandalwood really suppresses that. The peach comes as it dries, but this peach is not as gourmand as I would have liked. It's fruity, slightly tart, but subdued. Again, the sandalwood comes in and suppresses the sweetness. I would have loved for the peaches and honey to have a more syrupy quality, but to me, Love Spell Brulee is sandalwood dominant. I like sandalwood. There's an herbal woodiness that I really enjoy, but this fragrance feels out of place in a gourmand collection. This is absolutely not blind buy safe. I rate this a 6.5 out of 10. The original Love Spell is much brighter and fruitier and sweeter. Twilight Amber Berry is not the same as Love Spell Brulee, but it has a sandalwood with fruit combination that I thought I would compare. I think that Love Spell Brulee is a better done fruit and sandalwood blend. Twilight Amber Berry is kind of a like unhinged scent to me. So if you have to choose between the two, definitely pick Love Spell Brulee. Pure Seduction Brulee is berries topped with powdered sugar and freesia. This starts out with fresh berries and a little bit of tartness. If I had to guess, I think these berries are more of a raspberry strawberry blend. They lack that blueness to them, if that makes sense. Almost instantly, the sugar comes to play and the berries become more powdery and sweet. This sugar is not heavy or toasted or syrupy, it has more of a fluffy and airy quality. There is also a slight creaminess, and I am definitely getting some sort of marshmallow. Pure Seduction Brulee also has a vegetable cucumber quality to it that has got to be the freesia. To me, freesia is the perfect floral to pair gourmand because it's very light and has light fruity and vegetable qualities that can keep scents smelling more edible. The freesia is still providing florals, but this is not a floral scent. This is okay to me. It's the most blind by safe in this collection. In general, pretty blind by safe, but it's not unique and it's very light and it's not interesting. I rate this a 6.5 out of 10. The original Pure Seduction is way more juicy and fruity and is dominated by the plum. It also doesn't have any creamy qualities. Pure Seduction Daydream is heavy on the plum, quite forward, and is much stronger and sweeter. It's not as airy and creamy as Pure Seduction Brulee, but I like it much better. Victoria's Secret Pink Strawberry Dip is more candied and has a stronger strawberry note. Bath and Body Works Cotton Candy Clouds has stronger berries, no florals, and has vanilla. Victoria's Secret Velvet Petals Brulee is creamy florals rounded out by smooth, sweetened almonds. To me, this opens with soft florals that are very creamy and milky. This fragrance gets sweeter as it dries, especially as the almonds emerge. The almonds start out very nutty and slightly bitter, but get smoother and definitely more caramelized, where it stays throughout the wear. These are not candied almonds or toasted almonds, so there is no sharpness or smokiness. At first, I wasn't too fond of Velvet Petals Brulee because of the slightly bitter almonds, but give it some time, it goes away fairly quickly and leaves a nice caramelized dry down. If you don't like this at first, give it a second chance. I'm pleasantly surprised that I'm rating this an 8 out of 10. The original Victoria's Secret Velvet Petals is more floral and not as creamy. Victoria's Secret Wild Willow is more floral, not as sweet, and those almonds do have that bitterness. Let's do some perfume layering combos for the Victoria's Secret Brulee collection. I really enjoy doing these combos because I wanted to, keep the same vibes but try some new perfumes at the same time. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Let's start with Amber Romance Brulee. I love to pair it with Glossier You Do. This is a woody amber perfume that doesn't have the exact same notes, but using Amber Romance Brulee and that tonka takes it to the next level. Another perfume combo is Her Confession by Latapa. This has a really nice vanilla and tonka bean base that will pair so beautifully with the amber and Amber Romance Brulee. Another combo would be Tonka by Soli Notes. This is a Tonka forward perfume that could really use more of that just woodiness from Amber Romance Brulee. The next combo is going to be Sweet by Ellis Brooklyn. This is a pear and marshmallow perfume that is going to serve so well with the bare vanilla brulee sweetness. Another combo would be Killian Princess with bare vanilla brulee. This is a marshmallow green tea type of fragrance that is going to pair easily with bare vanilla brulee. For coconut passion brulee, Kayali Vanilla 28 is an easy one because this is a brown sugar vanilla that could really use something else. So that coconut and caramel, chef's kiss. Another great combo would be Philosophy Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere with coconut passion brulee. You're getting more sweetness, you're getting even a little bit more of just that pop in that fragrance. For Love Spell Brulee, Kigali the Wedding Silk Santal is a great choice because this is a sandalwood based perfume that will add just a beautiful brulee, Love Spell Brulee note to make it smell even better. For Lust Brulee, another great option is Victoria's Secret Bare Suede Vanilla, another sandalwood based fragrance. Add some fruits with the love spell. For Pure Seduction Brulee, Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow is a great option because it has like that berry notes with marshmallow. Another good option would be Okcha times Paul Yak Strawberry Sensation. This is a very strawberry gourmand fragrance that is going to pair naturally with Pure Seduction Brulee. For Velvet Petals Brulee, Catalina Herrera Good Girl Blush is an easy one because it has that warm floral almond to it that will only be enhanced by Velvet Petals Brulee. Another great option would be Latafa Noble Blush with Velvet Petals Brulee because they have that nuttiness. Noble Blush has a rose to it that just goes very well with Velvet Petal Brulee's florals. And my last layering combo would be Swiss Arabian Shagaf Oud Tonka with Velvet Petals Brulee. This one is a little bit more floral than Noble Blush, but it has just that nuttiness again that pairs really well. Here are my rankings from most to least favorite. Starting with Coconut Passion Brulee, then Velvet Petals Brulee, then Amber Romance Brulee, then Love Spell Brulee. Fifth place is Pure Seduction Brulee, and last place goes to Bare Vanilla Brulee. Coconut Passion Brulee is first place because it's delicious and edible and the most brulee like in this entire collection. I suspect this is online only because I haven't seen it in any stores. What a shame though. When I smelled Velvet Petals Brulee in store, I assumed that it would be my least favorite. I was wrong. This is my second favorite. It's a really nice elevated blend of florals and sweet almonds that doesn't come across too sharp or too bitter. Third place goes to Amber Romance Brulee. I love the tonka in this fragrance, but I wish this went more gourmand. This might be another online exclusive. Fourth place was hard, but I'm giving it to Love Spell Brulee. I love the sandalwood with the light fruitiness, but this is not gourmand enough, and that's why I lost a few points in my review. I was really hoping this would lean into a syrupy honeyed peach. Fifth place goes to Pure Seduction Brulee. It's not bad, but it's not all you need. You know that I prefer warm floral and floral fragrances, but they should have replaced that freesia with something more gourmand and edible. Last place goes to Bare Vanilla Brulee. It smells good, but the performance was trash, even for a body mist. I don't understand why gourmand marshmallows are so hard to make, but I'm still waiting for the one. Overall, I think that the Victoria's Secret Brulee collection is very good. They did a good job of gourmandifying these fragrances, and there's going to be something for everyone. I don't rate things a 10 out of 10 unless I feel like it's a 10 out of 10 perfect fragrance. So please don't be discouraged by my ratings. This is a good collection, worth the money, definitely better than the Bliss Flanker collection from last spring. I'm just not the type of content creator who's going to hype up every collection and scream 10 out of 10 just because I like something. Not happening. I like a lot of fragrances. So if I rank something a 10 out of 10, you'll know that I really mean it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I'm Pearl Denise, and this is Beauty Body Pearl.